Imagine a political debate where every argument seems logical but somehow misses the mark, because rationality itself is tangled in different meanings. Terry Nardin jumps into this mess, peeling back layers where reason clashes with tradition, emotion, and imagination. What if the limits of rationality don't stunt politics but actually reveal its deeper truths? That paradox cracks open a question we'll chase throughout the book. Rationality isn't a single tool. It's a whole toolbox with wrenches that sometimes break the job they're meant to fix. Nardin points out how the term rationality played out in historical political debates, from the cold calculations of utilitarians to more fluid ideas driven by culture and tradition in early 20th century Europe. Disagreements aren't just about facts, they're about what counts as reasonable in the first place. Think of rationality like a Swiss Army knife. Sometimes you pull out the blade for cold, logical proof, other times the scissors for cutting through tradition, and sometimes just the corkscrew, symbolizing the imaginative, emotional twists that reason itself needs to open new bottles of insight. The surprise, reason isn't the opposite of emotion or superstition, it often depends on them. Political decisions lean on feelings and imaginative stories to make cold logic meaningful, revealing that pure rationalism is a kind of myth, not a blueprint. Dig deeper, and three distinct versions of rationality shape political thought, each pulling politics in strikingly different directions. Take rational choice theory, rooted in economic rationality, popularized in late 20th century America. Politicians and voters seen as utility maximizers, calculating chances and payoffs. But this cold model sometimes fails to predict real voting patterns or political movements rooted in identity or loyalty. Moral rationality is the kind that underpins ideas like human rights and responsibilities. It's less about numbers, more about what ought to be. Imagine a judge not tallying wins and losses but weighing what's just, balancing freedoms against duties. This rationality demands a different kind of political reasoning altogether. Historical rationality says, hold on, context and tradition matter. In places like India or Japan, political decisions deeply root in centuries-old customs and collective memories. It's like reading a book by understanding its cultural references. Ignoring those makes the text meaningless, just like ignoring tradition warps political rationality. Here's where things get juicy. Rationality hits walls, and that's when imagination and judgment step in to rescue politics. Nardin explores political realism through the lens of theorists like Machiavelli and modern pragmatists, who recognize that strict rational calculations often fail in messy political reality. Leaders must accept uncertainty and act without perfect information, embracing practical wisdom over cold formulas. Imagine a chess player not just calculating moves, but imagining the opponent's feelings and strategies. Political imagination works like this, enabling leaders to foresee consequences no spreadsheet or formula would catch. It's creativity meeting reason in the arena of power. Political judgment isn't about flawless logic. It's a dance between reason, emotion, and cultural awareness. Think of a conductor merging individual instruments into harmony, not just technically correct notes, but expressive, meaningful music. This kind of judgment restores politics from sterile theory back to human practice. Remember that tangled political debate where reason seemed to stumble? Now you see it wasn't failure but an invitation to widen what counts as rational, to mix emotion with logic, and to bring imagination back into politics' messy dance. Next time a political argument feels irrational, try stepping into the tradition, feelings, or history that really shape it. That's how political rationality grows. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.